Hello, all of you Vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Vapid Retinue, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. You can vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in Will It Off-Road by clicking on the link in the description down below. The Retinue got 64 votes, and I think they were mostly all from one person. So, that's right, you can rig the vote if you really want to. If you've got the time and patience to vote for one car over and over again, well, have at it. And you'll have a lot of fun. By the way, to sweeten the pot, I've recently introduced a new reward over on Patreon for those who pledge $5 or more per month. Your votes count double in Will It Off-Road. You just got to message me on Discord. Let me know what you voted for so I can manually adjust the totals. Because otherwise I won't know. Because the Google Sheet doesn't tell me who voted. It just tells me what was voted for. But anyway, the Retinue, I absolutely love this little car. It is a happy, revvy, old car. And you know what? It's not the fastest in its class, though that's around a track. Hold on to your hats for what we're about to see here. You know, it's not the fastest sports classics around a class. It doesn't have the highest top speed. It's not the most exotic looking, but my God, this car is just fun to drive. It just, every time I drive it, I have an absolute ball in it. I want to see more cars like this out of the GTA Online. I don't need another new fastest supercar or another new fastest sports car. We have enough of those. Let's have some more just fun cars with just a ton of personality. Come on, Rockstar. We need more like this. Of course, in its 70s vintage body style, I gave it 70s vintage wheels and paint color to match and kept it pretty stock looking. But the Retinue is very capable off-road. I mean, you would expect it to be so with all the upgrades that make it look like a rally car. But look at this thing just climb. The uphill is actually a lot easier than the downhill portion of it. This car has a decent amount of power, but not so much that anytime I get on the gas, it's going to start spinning its wheels. I mean, it does spin its wheels every once in a while, but for the most part, it finds its grip, and the thing just scoots forward. I mean, look at how fast we're going up this mountain. This is definitely going to be sub 3 minutes here. And that 3-minute mark is kind of what we separate the good from the meh in Will It Off-Road. And look at this car just eat it up, man. It has been completely easy. No struggles whatsoever with this car. It does want to go on 2 wheels every once in a while, and that's going to be something we have to watch going back downhill. But this uphill run, look at this. Even though it struggled a little bit right there to clear that rock, we're about to get one of the best finishes ever at 2 minutes 46 seconds and on top of a hiker. Will It Off-Road? Hell yeah! The Retinue is an amazing, amazing little car. And I absolutely love it. So that means we now have to do the controlled descent. By the way, if you're wondering, that does make the Retinue now the fastest sports classics car up Mount Chiliad and puts it 11th overall. It is beating out some supercars. It is beating out a lot of sports cars. 11th overall from this little thing. Amazing. But now that I'm going back downhill, well, 2 things come into play here. One, this thing has a very rigid body. So it doesn't want to just lift 1 wheel up off the ground. 2, there you go, you just saw it. 2 wheels want to come up off the ground. And when it does go over a bump or a jump, it doesn't want to flex around and keep something in contact with the ground. It just wants to jump. It does come right back down, nice and flat, almost every time. But I've got to be really careful with it. And then that, of course, the thing with it wanting to go up on 2 wheels a lot, that's a huge liability going down the side of a mountain. In fact, this is not the first time I recorded this car going back down the mountain. You're actually looking at the second attempt. The first attempt was an utter disaster because I was going way too fast. I was being way overconfident because of that really, really fast run up the hill. Forgot about the fact it goes up on 2 wheels and lost it early on and just went flying down the mountain. I felt the car deserved a little bit better than that, so I did it again. Went and got it repaired. And, well, now you're looking at the second run. So, call it what you want, but I thought the car deserved a good shot. But look at it on these jumps, just lands, and it's It's really nice and flat. This one coming up here, even though I'm carrying a lot of speed into it, watch how it lands and just navigates around that corner with all that speed, even though it's bouncing. Holy crap. The two wheels thing is about to come bite us in the ass, so get a little too much speed here. Up on two wheels, can't steer, trying to keep it flipping, so I did go a little off course. That was just a matter of too much speed, though. That's all that really comes down to. I cannot fault this amazing car. Can you tell I love this car? Because I do. I really do love the Retinue. I'd love to see some more love for the Retinue. If you're on my Discord, I'd love to see you post some photos in the Discord server, or just send them to me on Twitter. It's at Vainglorious Gaming YT or at Vainglorious YT, something, I don't know. There's a link in the description down below. But we are down 2 minutes, 33 seconds, which means we now have to take the Retinue back to the top of Mount Chiliad at a lovely sunset and throw it off the side and see what it does for damage here. Or more specifically, how much damage it'll take. It's a tiny little compact car, which means two things. One, it's not going to be as likely to get stuck, even though, as I say that, there we go, we're stuck on a boulder. But it's not likely to get wedged in between a lot of areas because it just has such a short wheelbase. But two, since it is lightweight, it's going to get bounced all around, as you can see. This thing spends so much time in the air on this damage to say. It's brutal. Oh, we're shedding body panels. But my God, this car can take a beating. Look at that. It just continues to just plucky-hearted go forward. Is that even a phrase, plucky-hearted? I don't know. It is now. A little bit wedged on this rock, having trouble finding grip. Just remember, for the damage to say, it's all about just going full throttle, balls to the wall, and making it as crazy as I can. So, got a little stuck there for a second. But nothing that couldn't be overcome, and we're back off again. And look at it just tumbling down the mountain. This car just wants to be in the air, I guess, when it's going down this mountain. Excuse me as I took a bit of a drink of water there. Continuing to make our descent. And it's been a challenge to keep this thing, on its wheels. But it's working out. We're getting there slowly but surely. It is lightweight, so I had a little bit of trouble here in the bumpy, muddy bits. Trying to find some grip so I can get it turned around. Finally find it and manage to run right into the concrete. What are you going to do? I'm just surprised we've still got a headlight. Maybe two. Oh, it's one. And a taillight on this thing. They haven't broken out. Not all the windows are gone yet. Kind of impressive, actually. Just how much damage this thing has sustained for as badly as it has gotten thrown around. Oh, did a nice spin around there as we come around the wood pile. We're finally down. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's take a look at the damage. We have one headlight, taillight gone. Most of the windows are gone. The hood and the right door are both missing. And the left door of the trunk won't close. And there is some slight bendage going on in the wheels. But that brings us to our next vehicle. The Mobile Operations Center. I shit you not. This is by far the top voted for vehicle this week. Coming in, prepare yourselves, with 321 votes. I think they were all from Tacos Potatoes. I'm pretty sure. But you know what? Like I said, if you want to rig the vote because there's something you really want to see, well, damn it, I'll do it. I actually recorded the MOC a long time ago, like right after it came out. That's why there's no livery on it currently, and in a little bit later in the video, it will suddenly have a livery. That's because there's about a 3-month gap between me recording this ascent attempt and what you're going to see at the end of the video. So don't freak out when there's suddenly a livery. I didn't just decide, hey, I think I'll go buy a livery mid-video. Nah, it's just, I recorded this back on, like June 24th, I think. So yeah, it's been a little bit. The MOC has a lot of power, no matter which of the trucks you choose for it, they have a lot of power. They really do. Like, they're some of the fastest trucks now in the game. But they're also towing a ton of weight that has a very wide clearance, and that is going to present both those issues. The weight and the clearance are going to present a lot of problems. For my particular truck, the hauler, we're also going to run into an issue that I have a much shorter wheelbase on my cab than you would have with the Phantom. And that's going to come into play, I do believe, and cause us some issues. I know I have a timer going right now, and it's a timer that you're probably thinking, dear God, how long is this going to take? We're 10 minutes into an 18-minute video. Well, yeah, it takes a while, as you can imagine. This is the first really big challenge. I mean, I know we ran into stuff right off the start line back there, but this is the first big challenge. Because, again, that short wheelbase means that I go at a really steep approach angle with the cab, but the trailer is still behind me, the MOC itself, and it's getting hung up on the dirt, so I'm literally trying to have to just drag the thing against the ground. It's a pain in the ass. And, of course, the trailer, or the cab doesn't want to quite go where I put it because of the weird physics in the MOC. Which, talking about weird physics, wait until you see this thing tumble down the mountain. Oh my God, it is. It's strange. That's the only thing I can describe it as. At this point, I'm just trying to get it lined back up so that I can hopefully get far enough back to gain some speed to make a run up this little bit of hill here. Because I clearly, like this, am not going to make it. So I'm just trying to get it situated around so that I am going to finally be able to, get a little bit of speed and get up and over this. That's the goal right now. As we're several minutes already in to our attempted ascent with an MOC up the side of Mount Chiliad. And pardon me, I needed another drink of water there. I've been packing all day, and, well, that stirs up a lot of dust, so my allergies are all blah, 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 and, yeah, you get it. Makes my voice kind of scratchy. So trying again, got a lot farther this time, but this is where that really wide trailer and the really long trailer are an issue. You can see that the little storage areas about halfway back are stuck, and we're going to call it a DNF. Because it's being relocated. It kicked me out and shoved it back to the road. I went back and got it. Gonna speed up the footage 400% here. The next couple minutes actually took close to 11 minutes before we finally reached the end of this particular portion of the video. And as you can see, it was a non-stop struggle. It's just so heavy. And these trucks are so powerful that they just want to spin their wheels against the weight. They don't want to actually find grip and move forward. But I persevered. I was determined to get this thing to the top of Mount Chiliad. I mean, if anybody can do it, I can, right? As many different vehicles as I've driven up this mountain, surely I can find a way to get an MOC up there. Maybe. Maybe not. But it is definitely struggling to get past this point here. I was really worried that as I kept getting it stuck, that it was just going to get recalled again. But I kept driving forward, I kept driving. Wasn't a whole lot of forward involved at times. But I just had to, there we go, power through the wheel spin. Made it up that challenge, but immediately we're at the next big challenge here. A lot of cars struggle here. Even small sports cars can really have a big challenge with this section. Because again, if you've never walked this area, it's really hard to see in the videos, but get out. This gets really steep. Get out and look at it on foot. Not only does it get really steep, but the rocks to the right and the left both jut out away from the path. It was something this wide. I mean, you can see that it's just shoving the trailer farther and farther to the left every time I try to move forward. And well, this is where it's going to end. I'll just spoil it for you here. We're never really going to make it past this part. No matter what I do, it's just not enough. Because again, the trailer is wedged against rocks, and I just don't have enough grip to be able to drag the thing up against them and over those rocks. Not that it matters, because honestly, when we get up, if we would have gotten past here, up higher with those two really tight turns, there's no way this thing could have ever navigated those two tight turns. It just can't turn in that sharp. Just going to slow back the footage back down here so you can kind of see where I finally gave up. However, with 321 votes, I knew we had to get it to the top of the mountain one way or another. I tried a cargo bob, cannot pick up the trailer with a cargo bob. You can pick up the cab, but not the trailer. So with the help from several friends and an insurgent, a Duke of Death, another MOC cab, all pushing me up the other side of Mount Chiliad, the easier path, I was able to finally get an MOC to the very top of Mount Chiliad. Because I think it deserves a damage descent, and there you go, it suddenly has a livery. So thank you to the guys who helped me get this thing up to the top of the mountain. You can see there the insurgent, a couple of the guys who kicked in. Tacos was there as well. But look at the weird physics when this thing falls. It's just strange. That is just some of the strangest stuff I've ever seen. Sadly, this is as far as it gets, because it gets wedged right here and winds up getting relocated. And I started to run down the mountain. I eventually got picked up by my friends that were in the insurgent, and they drove me the rest of the way down to where I could finally find my MOC again. But it's just going to vanish. It's just going to disappear and be placed all the way at the bottom of the mountain. So there we go. I don't even know how to write that one up for damage on a damage descent. Missing in action, I guess. So I don't know. Anyways, guys, don't forget to vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in Will It Off-Road. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.